Hi, and welcome to my next presentation here that will talk about the power of the voice over IP lines, and especially about the reduction the expense reduction that this new technology brings to the businesses as well as the consumers. So let's start with this thing. And what is voice over IP? So voice over IP is really just an acronym that stands for Voice over Internet Protocol. So it's really just a new digital way of transferring your analog voice into the digital data packets and sending them securely over the internet. I don't know if you've watched my other videos, especially the one with the PRI, which uses similar technology that takes the analog voice and transfers it to zeros and ones. This is very similar technology. The only difference is that it's using the actual internet protocol to send your voice over the from point A to point B. So it's pretty old technology using the new internet highway. So obviously, this is all about reducing the cost and delivering more features. So much more features for a fraction of the cost. The audio quality is a very important thing when it comes to voice over IP. In the early stages, lots of people had lots of bad experiences hearing only half of the words, and they were really getting frustrated by the voice over IP. What's happening in today's world is that the local telcos are bringing fiber closer and closer to the consumer. Therefore, the speeds the bandwidth that are needed for professional voice quality or high definition quality are now being more and readily available to more and more businesses as well as the consumers, and which basically means that the business actually when they are in the location that are closer to the fiber, all they need is just one connection, which allows them to share both their internet traffic as well as their telephone traffic. For example, our internet connection here in our office is it's called fiber to the node, and we're getting 10 megs down and 7 megs up. So it's a really nice bandwidth, and with this kind of a bandwidth, we can probably get 10 to 20 calls going through this connection without any problems. So how does this VoIP work? Of course, it's a lot more complicated than just these few little components, but wanted to make it really easy to understand for anyone watching this presentation. So starting with the regular legacy public switch telephone network provider, where we are taking the lines into our SIP server, VoIP server gateway, that's hosted in the very secure data center that basically actually transfers this standard kind of a signaling into the VoIP signaling. Once it's all transferred, then it gets into the internet cloud and it gets over to the customer. So this particular side here is all customer, beginning from the firewall, which could be really a pain sometimes when there's many different manufacturers of the firewall, and they all have different ways of how to block the traffic. So it's important to put quite a emphasis on configuring this part properly. Once it passes through the firewall properly, then it goes to the customer provided phone system, which in this case is a box from NEC, which is the phone system that we happily provide for many years. And this phone system basically takes the VoIP traffic into the system directly without any additional adapters, and then converts it into individual phone and phone signals depending on what's required. So, for example, this phone system allows you to connect VoIP phones, regular VoIP phones. So there's very little transferring goes because the VoIP from here goes all the way to here. So that's really very low load on the CPU, transferring any kind of a codecs. The next one is a digital phone, which is still a great solution because it doesn't require any additional networking. You can just use your regular one pair of wire, and that most of the companies already have in their businesses. And then the last one here is a digital as well, but we can pretend that this could be like an regular analog phone that you have like at your home, or you can put in like a cordless phone or a fax machine. So basically, this VoIP signal here, thanks to this hybrid box, can actually make a connection to any one of these three devices. So VoIP device, digital device, or the analog device. So then, why really to go with this VoIP? What does it do really for the end user? So it allows you to choose many different plans to go with whichever fits your your budget and your not really budget. It's more about your calling patterns, and I'll explain to that very soon. But you can either go with a flat rate plan that basically has everything included, or for the what we call metered plan or pay-as-you-go plan. And these are some additional great benefits of a VoIP. So if you were watching my PRI video, I was mentioning the DID numbers there, and I invite you to look at that and get some more details about the DIDs. I don't want to go too much into them, but these are just basically regular telephone numbers, local telephone numbers, and you can actually put the unlimited number of these DID phone numbers to a VoIP-enabled telephone system, and which is a great feature because now you can have a different phone number for each employee if there is a need, or a different phone number for a different department. And I don't know too many companies that cannot take advantage of this feature. I mean, it's really that ultimate thing for your customers, where they can bypass the automated attendant or bypass the receptionist and just go directly into the person they wanted to get to, or to the department that they wanted to get to. So this is one of those features that you don't get on the analog line. This is strictly reserved for the voice over IP lines or PRI lines. Now the mobility, get the phone numbers from different cities. So this is another new feature that not too many people really had before, even with the PRIs, because they costed quite a bit of money. They were called foreign exchange numbers. And but today, in today's world, because everything is going through the internet, it doesn't really matter if your phone number is from Toronto or Vancouver or Montreal or New York or LA. Basically, to the telephony, they all cost the same amount of money. So you can actually have a local number from a different city than where you reside, and therefore it appears to the local user where you're presenting your business as your local business, which will attract more business rather than putting a toll-free number there. We're also introducing to use the voice over IP lines for your overflow. So when all of your analog lines are busy, we can automatically set it such that the calls will then overflow to your VoIP lines. And this is a great feature to cover all those peaks in your businesses, rather than getting additional 3 or 4 lines, just in case the customers call between 8:30 and 10:30. But other than that, the lines are basically sitting idle, and you keep on paying $40 a month for them. Why don't you just get a VoIP circuit for $5 and just pay for the minutes that you actually will use this? Because these minutes that you actually will use are probably the minutes that you'll make some money on it anyway, because this is your incoming call coming from the customer. So another great feature of going with the pay-as-you-go service. And obviously, all the features that you are used to on your analog line, such as the call display and line hunting rollover, and we even provide a failover destination just in case somebody cuts the internet Um, we actually send the incoming calls to your preferred number, either a cell phone or to another location or to the voicemail. These are all included in all of our voice over IP packages. So as I said, there's two different plans to choose from. We go either for a flat fee plan where you just pay one flat fee for all your calls, or you can just go on the pay-as-you-go. So let's go into those detail ones. So the flat plan fee structure works as following. You can get the replacement. This is strictly just replacing your regular analog line for the one voice over IP lines. So if you used to pay $40 or $35 for your analog line, you only pay $20 for one VoIP line, and then you only pay 2 cents for your long distance in Canada and 3 cents into the US. Then we also offer Canada wide. So basically, for $35, you'll get unlimited calls to any destination in Canada. So great for businesses that are doing nationwide business nationwide coverage. And then if you have to call the US, you basically pay 3 cents a minute on top of the $35. Or you can get the line that covers all of continental Canada and United States for $45 a month, and then all of your long distances included. Now, pay-as-you-go is a great for those lines that would automatically overflow from your analog services. And what I mean by that is that there's a few components here. So first one is your actual phone number. So every service needs at least one phone number. So we can forward even into it. But as I mentioned before, you can get multiple phone numbers. So with your overflow service, you can also get 2, 3, 4 different phone numbers for your separate departments, and this will allow you to harness both the overflow feature as well as the individual departments feature. Then you go to the channel. So channel is basically, think of it as a phone line. So for every conversation that you have coming into your business, you need the one channel. So let's say if you want to have 3 or let's say 4 simultaneous conversations, you actually need 4 channels. So really for one phone number and 4 lines, you're only paying $5 for the phone number, and 4 times 5, which is $20 for your 4 channels. So $25 a month gives you the substitute of what you would be otherwise paying anywhere between $160 to your telco. So the only thing on top of that is obviously your incoming and outgoing minutes. So there's flat rate of 2 cents per minute for any incoming call coming to you, and then for all the outbound, it's 3 cents in anywhere in Canada, or 4 cents into the US. So just imagine if you have your overflow lines and you only use 100 minutes, that's really only $2, right? So $2, so it would be 25 plus 2, so it's $27, right? So, and then obviously once you get your first month bill, then you can decide, hey, listen, like I'm using so many minutes that it's better to switch to the flat rate plan, which we can do at that time, no problem. But this is a good plan to start with, so you can kind of gauge your calling patterns. So this is just a little comparison of what the regular telco companies charge for the business line and the features on it. So your regular business line with the call display and all the other rollover features is usually around $40. Depending on your contract, it can go lower. The voicemail on your line usually is charged $10, so it's one time $10 fee per month. And then they have this little nasty charge of $9.95 to use their long distance, which not too many people know about, but that's what you have to pay to use their long distance. And typically you're getting anywhere between 5 to 7 to 10 cents per minute for your long distance. So that's your typical expense. And then looking at one of our plans here, so we're just basically trying to compare apples to apples. So here we have a business line, which is that direct replacement, which basically costs you $20. So $20 gives you unlimited incoming and outgoing calls in your local area. And then obviously, because of the phone system that you're using, your voicemail is all included. And then obviously we don't charge you anything extra for using our long distance. And the only additional charge with this particular service, it would be 2 cents a minute in Canada and 3 cents into the United States. So if you put it in a table like this, that's that's quite nice. So we can have in the two sides of this table. So obviously on the left side we have the traditional telco at 4 lines times 40, $160 plus the $10 for the voicemail plus 1,000 minutes at 5 cents equals $50, and the little nasty long distance network charge comes to about $229.95 a month. Look at in the VoIP solution here, you'd be only charge $20 per line, so that's half of the cost. And obviously the voicemail is already on the phone system, so no additional charge. Now we divided this 1,000 minutes into the 500 minutes in Canada and 500 minutes in the States, just so for the sake of argument. And the 500 minutes in the Canada is $10, and 500 minutes into the States is 15. So these two together is only $25 compared to $50. So if you really look at the real numbers here, it's $229 versus $105. So that really translates to the monthly savings of $124, which is huge when you think about that on the monthly basis, annual basis, and it is just basically money wasted if you otherwise keep on using the analog services, right? And typically for the company, with 4 lines and 10 phones, you can get your system at $100 a month on the lease. So you're still on $25 plus in your overall expenses. And then the internet. Well, if you don't get if you don't have access to the internet speeds that I was mentioning before, which is about 10 megs down and 7 megs up, we can get you a dedicated internet for your voice only, and this $59 actually we have been able to locate the one that's now even less than this, so you're looking probably closer to $39 for the dedicated internet. But as I said, like if your internet is good, which means your upload is getting close to your download, then you can just use one internet connection for both. But we can go and help you with measuring that before you do any decisions. So why inline communications? We've been doing this business for over 20 years. So we've gone through quite a bit of changes in this industry, and learned quite a bit along the way. So we install and guarantee your telephone hardware to support this new SIP service. So we not only support you with the phone lines, we also support you with the proper hardware that will go onto these, will communicate properly with these lines. Therefore, only one company to be in charge of the whole project. There's no additional monthly fees, no hidden nothing. There's no contracts. If you don't like any of the VoIP services, hey, listen, there's no point of keeping unhappy people. But if we do our job properly in the beginning, there is no unhappy, because who doesn't like to save money? and it's a free activation. If it's a new service, it's a free activation. Mind you, when you're porting your existing number to the VoIP services, usually there is about $25 charge to do that. But we're just basically rebilling what we're getting charged from the telcos. And the in order for these things to work properly, it's really we have to have the credit card payment on our file to as these services are prepaid. So which means that you're getting charged for the services in the beginning of the month. If there's any additional usages, then obviously those get charged at the end. But there's no room for collections or any of those things. So that's why it really has to be prepaid for the service and postpaid for the usage. Excuse me. So all billing is done on a prepaid basis using Visa. Additional long-distance minutes are automatically charged on the first day of the next month. Monthly invoice is emailed to you on the first of every business, first business day of the month. You can also have a secure web access to all your call reports, getting detailed reports of all the usages that your particular users did that month. And we right now have all of our international calling destinations locked by default. We can unlock this with some additional deposits because there's been quite a bit of fraud going on in the international calling that we don't want our customers to be exposed to that if they don't have to. So that's about it. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate you sticking around. And if you'd like to get these services and start saving some money, please don't hesitate. Give us a call, 416-410-4654, or you can also go to our website where you get some more information right here. So thanks, and have a great day.